Hey guys, I am just making a rogue guide really quick, 19 Twink rogue guide. I did a priest guide and I'm just going to kind of go through all the classes that I play. So I'm going to go through the gear really quickly. Again, lucky fishing hat, always the best in slot for 19s. I got 8 agility on it. Some rogues go 100 HP, but I would recommend 8 agility. This is the PvP honor neck from Ashenvale. These shoulders, you can get serpent shoulders, but you cannot get them enchanted any longer because these are before BC dropped. The serpent shoulders were a white item that could be traded back and forth. And so what I did was trade somebody the white shoulders for an axe enchant on them, and they traded them back to me, and then they turned blue when Burning Crusade dropped. So you can't really find these shoulders anymore with the enchant on them. You can still get them without the enchant, or you can get white shoulders with the enchant. So some people have these shoulders gift wrapped from vanilla and they can sell them to you, but again, it's usually a scam because you can't see what's in the gift wrapped item. So I kind of would have to you would have to vet the player before you buy serpent shoulders that have an axe enchant on them. So just make sure you vet the player, make sure they're legit, make sure they're known, within the 19 community. Yeah, so just be careful if you're trying to buy serpent shoulders with an enchant on them because it's really kind of an obsolete item. So, okay, good. Moving on. There's a lot of different cloak options. Also, cloak enchants. Sentry cloak is a great option. Some people go improved stealth, like subtlety. Some people go 3 agility. You can go shadow resistance, 5+ all resistances. There's lots of variants on cloaks. You can also get the cloak from Ragefire Chasm, which is I think I don't remember the name of it, Subterranean Cloak. This is a really good cloak. It's all offense, no stam, so it's really good. You can get it. You just have to deathwalk all the way from, to Orgrimmar and get in their city and then go in the instance. So it's kind of hard to do on Alliance, but you can get this cape if you really want to. I don't have it, so, but it's not a bad pickup. Next, Tunic of Westfall, very good on Rogue. It's only Alliance. You'd have to get, if you don't have an Alliance, if you're Horde, you get Black and Defias armor, or you can also use Armor of the Fang. Some people use Armor of the Fang. Just depends. I can show you on my Horde Rogue. I use Armor of the Fang on there because I think it's because I have fishing boots. I don't remember. Well, I'll have to double check. Lots of variants for wrists. You can do wristbands of power with 9 strength. That's like very offensive. There's no stam. This is probably like the most simple. Forest leather bracers. You get 5 agi. You can get 9 stam instead of 9 strength. Agi is really good for rogues. I would just go agi in general. You don't have to go attack power because agi gives you like crit, dodge, and then attack power is just giving you raw AP. While I do think like let's see, like I have 10 AP. Let's see the difference in AP here. It's like a 1 damage difference. See that? It's 5 attack power difference. But it looks like the overall damage, let's see, 18.7, 19.1. So like the AP, if you're looking for overall damage, is slightly better. But look at my crit chance goes up by like 1%. Yeah, so it's just a very small difference. Like honestly, I think agility is probably just overall better with stam. Agility and stam on rogues is like that's the way to go. It's just a good balance. Gloves of the Fang, really good, all offensive, strength, agility, and then you get 15 agility. You can also get, if you want stamina, you can get Scouting Gloves of the Monkey, or you can get Scouting Gloves of I think it's the Tiger. I can't remember. Yeah, Tigers. I think it's Tiger's strength and agility. I don't remember, but yeah, you can get strength, agility, or strength stam, or if you don't want that, just go Gloves of the Fang. Belt of the Fang is really good. You can also use Black and Defias belt, which is just like straight AP. It gives 275 AP versus 262. 18, so like again, you just have to Deviant Scale belt, also very good. Just a few different options for belt. Belt of the Fang is good because you get the 3-piece if you're going to use the 3-piece, and you get the extra expertise rating, which I like. Some people don't. I mean, it's kind of up to you, kind of your personal preference. There's a lot of different ways to build a rogue. Again, pants, there's a few different options as well. Scouting trouser of the monkey with the stam enchant. You definitely want stam enchant on the 5 stam, 5 agility pants because you're already prioritizing stamina by using these pants, so you just want to use the stamina to increase, what I'm saying, stack stam on stam. If you want AP, just go find like AP pants, or you can get I think 8 agi pants. I think it's called dark leather pants, and you can put the attack power on there. So again, this is like a hyper offensive pants, no stam. So again, you can also get 8 agility. You would get more crit and dodge probably, but I don't know if the power. I think the attack power is more with rogues if you just go straight attack power. I can't remember, but anyways, okay, boots. A few different options for boots. You can get Feet of the Lynx are good if you're not going to use foot pads of the Fang. Feet of the Lynx, solid option. Auction house. Another thing is fishing boots. I don't have fishing boots on this tune, but you can get fishing boots. Those are a 35 plus item, so you can get a Burning Crusade enchant on them. Some people get like what is it called? Boar swiftness, cat's swiftness, sure-footed. Just make sure you have minor speed. Like that's the most important thing, minor speed. Okay, ring options. You have Seal of Ren. That's the quest line. Just look that up. Meadow Ring of the Monkey is really good. Meadow Ring of the Tiger. Some people go resistance, like if you're against a mage, stacking frost resistance is good. If you're against a druid, nature resistance. Some people go shadow resistance. Just depends, like if you're playing against a warlock or a mage. The resistance rings can help. Yeah, and then Protector's Band is the PvP Ashen Veil Vendor ring. Trinkets, you want to go PvP trinket, and then AGM is really good, and then this is Crystal Forge trinket. There's You can look up how to do it. There's a YouTube video. You have to get summoned to Outlands. You have to grind rep, and it takes a little. It takes a little bit, and it's kind of cheesy. You don't really need it, but it is fun. It's a lot of damage, and you get 7 weapon damage. So that's just something you can do if you'd like to do that. Okay, weapons. The main thing with rogues is weapons. There are a lot of variants in weapons, and so I will try to do my best to explain it and go over it. Uh, these throat piercers are your best in slot because they give you 2 agility, and they're a horde item. They're in the Ghostlands. You just buy them from a vendor. And then you have to faction them to the alliance side. So like you either have to neutral AH them or just look on your auction house and find them. Horde, obviously they're going to be easier to find because they're a horde item. So okay, that's your throwing weapon. Okay, so now your main hand weapon. Obviously Shadow Fangs are double Shadow Fangs, probably the best in slot. It kind of depends on what spec you're playing, what you want to do. You Most of the time you really want fiery in your main hand just because fiery is like overall better damage output, and then on your offhand you can go 15 agility. A lot of people do that. 15 agility on your offhand is really good if you're against like hunters or rogues or warriors. Like if you're trying to dodge melee attacks, 15 agile on offhand is great. But if you're trying to like kill a flag carrier, then you probably want to go double fiery because I think it's higher damage output overall. So yeah, double Shadow Fang is best, but if Shadow Fangs are hard for you to find, if they're too expensive, which they are right now, when I'm making this, you can always go Cruel Barbs are really good options. You could do 15 agility Cruel Barb in the offhand, and then 15 agility or fiery Cruel Barb in main hand. These are your solid option. They're super good swords, and they're free too. You really don't. I mean, you could still use these and do a ton of damage. You don't necessarily need Shadow Fangs. So, and yeah, Burning Crusade, Shadow Fangs are dual wield. I think in Classic they're just main hand. So, yeah, in general, you want to have your slower weapon in your main hand because it will do more damage because your spells are off of like Sinister Strike is off of like weapon damage. So like the stronger your weapon is hitting, then the more damage you're doing. The faster sword you have or dagger or whatever you want in your offhand. So generally, if you're playing like a backstab spec, again, like Assassin's Blade is probably like one of the best daggers you can get at 19s. You don't have to use that. You can also there's a PvP dagger that's pretty good. Where is it at? It is from the Ashen Veil vendor again, and you can get it. I think you need, where is it at? Sentinel's Blade or something? Where is it? Honored, revered. Okay, cool. So yeah, Sentinel's Blade, still really good. I don't think it's quite as good as Assassin's Blade, but if you're gonna play like ambush spec or backstab spec, you might try out getting a +5 weapon damage to the enchant instead of fiery because backstab and ambush go off of weapon damage. So you'll be stacking weapon damage. And it's really good. You'll be doing a lot of damage. That's just kind of a cheesy spec. I mean, you can play it. It's fun. You can one shot people that aren't geared, but again, yeah, Shadow Fang's still really good. Cruel Barb. I would go Shadow Fang. I would say Shadow Fang's best, then Cruel Barb, and then if you really want, you go Assassin's Blade. Maybe just as an offhand, like you could go Cruel Barb, Assassin's Blade, Cruel Barb Fiery, and then Assassin's Blade offhand isn't horrible. Like this is a good setup with the agility. It's not bad if you don't want to buy Shadowfang. If you can't buy an Assassin's Blade either, you could go double Cruel Barb, which we already talked about. If you don't want to go double Cruel Barb, another thing that I think does good damage is the Stinging Vipers. This is kind of like maybe more of a last resort item that I mean, you don't really see this too often, but back when, like years ago when I was playing 19s, I would see a lot of rogues with this, and they would still did good damage with these. So yeah, just another option you could use. I wouldn't really recommend this, but they do a lot of damage. See, I mean, they're 57 damage topping out, and Shadowfang's 55. So good damage. They're a little slow, 2.8, 2.7 on Shadowfang. So, but these still do really good damage. And if you're looking for a cheaper option and you just want to play and be casual, then do this Stinging Viper. Yeah, double fiery, really good. I would do double fiery if you're doing Stinging Viper, double Stinging Viper. Okay, so that's kind of weapons. Let's see. Did I skip any weapons? No, I think we're good. Again, I would always go fiery main hand and then agi offhand if you're going to fight rogues and hunters. But otherwise, just do double fiery. It's really good damage output. Okay. So the other thing I want to mention on rogues is if you're going like hyper offensive rogue, like right now I'm in like like no stams, like I don't have any stam gear on. You have to you kind of the lower health you have, the less room you have for error, basically. So like if I'm in my stamina set, I have like more health and I can kind of make more mistakes basically. So if you're just like new and you want to make a Twink rogue, just go agi stam. Like just everything that is stats, agi and stamina, like that's just kind of like that's really good. You can't go wrong with that. So just do that and you'll be good. Okay, so I want to continue talking. I'll go into talents. Before I go to talents, let me show you skills. This is super important as like a melee player. You want to definitely level up like all of these skills. Like I see, I don't have maces leveled up because I don't really use maces that much, but you definitely want to make sure once you hit 19 to go and level up swords, whatever you're going to be using, daggers, swords, thrown, even unarmed would be good to level up. I should probably do that, and then make sure you're leveling up defenses too, right here. And the way you do that is you just go like kill low level mobs that won't give you XP, or just like hit something that I'm sure you guys know how to level up, but just make sure those are maxed, because otherwise you're missing hit chance, you're missing crit, you're missing out on values if you don't have these maxed out. So once you get 19, make sure you max those out. Quest wise, rogues really don't have that much to quest for. The only thing they really need to do quest wise is Seal of Ren, and then everything else is just like drops and you know buying on the auction house. So rogues are super simple. Oh, Tunic Westfall also is a quest. So yeah, buying on the auction house is like mostly for rogues. So it's really easy to make a rogue. Make sure you get all your quests done before like I think level 18 is like where you want to quest. Like if you're not sure like what quest you need to do, don't level all the way to 19 and then do the quest. You have to make sure you're 18. Like 18 is the level to do quests. And then once you finish all the quests, then you can level to 19, and then you don't get hardly any XP at 19. So um okay, let's go into talents. There's a lot of different talents for rogues, but this is generally like the most common spec and probably the best spec to play, just because it's solid and it gives you a lot of it's well rounded. So again, improved gouge, super important. It gives you a lot of flexibility when you're fighting people. Sinister Strike just fills it out nicely, and it's like basically the main ability you use. So just fills out nicely. Improved gouge is really the main thing here. And then people go increased chance to hit with weapons by 5%, which is really good too, because you don't want to be missing, or So yeah, I don't know if you really need all 5% of this, but I think people just fill it out just in general. This is a really good spec. If you're new, I would definitely recommend going this spec just because it'll make it 10 times easier, especially with improved gouge. Another spec people do, if you're going like backstab spec, you can go into here, increase critical chance strike of backstab. This is really good. If you're going backstab spec, if you're going ambush spec, again, I would probably do like 5 crit and then backstab, and then maybe remorseless strikes. I see this spec. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend this spec unless you're looking for like exclusively backstabbing. If you're doing ambush, this is the ambush spec right here. So you would go opportunity, which is this also gives backstab. So I mean, this is probably better anyways because you're getting damage done with backstab and ambush. So I would fill this out, and then You could also come up once you only get 10 points. So like here's 5, and then maybe like 2 here and 3 here. I mean, kind of up to you. You know what? I wouldn't even worry about this tree. Like what I said earlier about that, like this, I don't get this. This seems like way better because you're getting ambush and backstab. So I don't play backstab spec, so you can tell. But yeah, maybe you would get 5 here, and then I would probably get 5 here just because you're increasing your speed. But I don't really play backstab spec, so you can mess around with it and figure it out. The other spec that I really like that is not, it's not as good as this spec, but I really like 5 here and then 5 here. It's really good, you know, being fast and stealth. You can kind of like outposition more and get good saps and stuff. But again, it's not really I miss more and I don't have a long gouge. Like my gouge is right now it's 5.5 seconds, and if I don't have this, it's like 3 seconds. So improved gouge is like so huge in this bracket. You basically have to take it. If you don't take it, it's really hard to like justify not taking it. So anyways, that's kind of the specs you can see. Some people go this spec, they'll go like 5 here and then like maybe 3 here, 2 here. I don't know. You can play around with rogue spec. I mean, but this is probably the best spec, just so you know. Anything else? Okay, so playstyle. I think I'm just gonna go into playstyle now. I'm trying to make this pretty fast. I don't want to like bog you guys down. Rogue. I like to play rogue as like a disruptor. I don't really like to just sit around and kill people. Like I'm trying to. I like when I'm playing rogue, I'm thinking about like disrupting the team. And the way like I like to do that is, um, I'll go for like graveyard saps, like especially on mages or priests or flag carrier. Like if the flag carrier is not in druid bear form, you can sap them, and you can usually just I like make people sit 3 saps, and then once it's on DR, I'll kind of just walk away because usually it'll like especially on mages, if you're sapping the mage or the healer out of GY, like they can't get to their team. They're basically stuck. You know what I mean? And then after they're on sap DR, you can also gouge them so they can be out even longer. Um, that's just like something I like to do. It's more fun. I think I had more fun with it on 39s, but because you have like blind and cheap shot and stuff. But still good on 19s. So I really, when I'm playing rogue, I'm thinking of just disrupting people. And as far as like macros and stuff go, the 2 macros that you definitely need, maybe even the 2 macros I'm gonna go over right now. You need mouse over macros of mouse over kick and mouse over gouge. So like if I'm killing like a flag carrier right here, and their healers right here trying to heal them, I don't have to target the healer and kick them. All I have to do is just like target the FC, and then here's my mouse over or here's my mouse over macro, and I just mouse over and kick and press the button, and it kicks them. I have to be facing them, but yeah, I mean it's super good. So you have to like have a mouse over kick macro. If you don't, like you're doing it wrong because when you get a kick on a mage or a healer or I mean a warlock, any kick, it's like unexpected because it's a mouse over, so they don't even expect you to kick them. And then same with gouge, it's just like another kick or interrupt. And both of these you have to be facing them, so you can't they can't be behind you and you kick them. You have to like face them, so you can turn really quick with your mouse and kick them, and then go back to the FC whatever. Um, but yeah, that is what you have to do for a macro. Another macro is, let me find it. This sap macro is super good. I love this thing. I don't even remember where I got it from. I've had it a long time. Basically, when you use this, you don't have to like look for people to sap. It saps like the closest thing to you that is not in combat. So this is a great macro. I would definitely, I'll put it in the description. It is very nice to use for saps. So this is another macro you definitely need. So you need mouse over kick, mouse over gouge, and this sap. I mean, that's like really nice. I think the other thing I was going to talk about is just a little bit more playstyle stuff on Rogue. One of the consumables rogues get in 19s is Thistle Tea, which restores your energy. Definitely useful. I don't use it that often, but it helps you with like getting more sinister strikes out or whatever. You always, if you're opening up, you usually want to go Garrote just because it scales off of like attack power and stuff. You never really want to use Eviscerate. Like Eviscerate's pretty bad. You always want to use like Slice and Dice, Garrote. Expose armor is really good. If you have like all combo points you need to dump, just expose armor. If you already have Slice and Dice up, yeah, Eviscerate's bad. It's really not that strong. I rarely ever use it, if at all. Probably should just take it off my bar. Um, you're dotted. If somebody's chasing you and you have dots, you can always drop combat if they're not hitting you, and then come back out and sap them. Especially if you play with line of sight. Like, say there's somebody chasing me and I am dotted. I'm waiting for my stealth to come back up, and then I line right when my stealth comes back up, and I stealth, and then I come in and sap, and then the dots tick, and I'll get out of stealth. Like, it's just kind of it's a really good thing to do as a rogue. Like, I do it a lot when I'm getting chased. And like people don't keep combat on you as a rogue. It's really good to do. Another thing mages do frequently in this bracket is they'll try to frostbolt you right off the bat, and you can just stealth in their face because you're not in combat. So if you're playing mage, they need to fire blast you first so that you get in combat, and then they can hit you with a frostbolt. If they don't fire blast you and they just straight out try to cast frostbolt on you, you can stealth and because you're not in combat. I mean, like if you're not getting hit by anything else, that is. So yeah, that's something else you can do. What else can rogues do at 19? Another thing is if you're playing against people that are good or know what they're doing, they will try and backface your gouge. So like the way like a lot of people use W and D to turn, but you don't really want to do that. You want to use your mouse to turn quickly when you're PvPing. So like using your mouse buttons to turn is like super helpful because you can turn faster. So like if you're going head on against a rogue, you can like you can jump and turn so you don't get gouged. Like it's kind of a game. Like sometimes you'll still get gouged, but when you're facing back, you can't get gouged. You have to be in front of them. So like if you're against a rogue or whatever. Same with hunters. If you're facing, back, they're gonna wing clip you. If you're facing forward, you can dodge. You can't dodge when they get behind you. So yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna talk about with eviscerate as well, like when to eviscerate and when to sprint, because like these are your two kind of major cooldowns at 19. Eviscerating, I mean, not eviscerating, evasioning. You should be evasioning when you do not have wing clip or hamstring, or if they're about to fall off. If you're already wing clipped or hamstringed or yeah, anything like that, you do not want to evasion. You want to evasion before they hit you. So like if a hunter conks you, you don't want to evasion. If a hunter wing clips you, don't evasion. If you're hamstrung, don't evasion. Evasion when you're running into them and you're not CC'd. Same with sprint. Like if I'm going against a warrior or hunter, I will sprint and evasion them as soon as I get near them. Like as soon as they start, if I think they're going to close the distance and come to me and try and wing clip me, I will always evasion and sprint because then like unless they get behind me because I can't dodge their attack from behind, then I can outmaneuver them just by like kind of like sidestepping them so they can't touch my back. But if they get behind me, like a warrior or a hunter, if they get behind me, you're gonna get wing clipped and you're gonna get hamstrung. So you always kind of have to play like facing forward. You can't like let people get behind you as a rogue because you can't dodge. The only time you want to face your back to someone is if you're trying to dodge a gouge, really. So that's just another little tip. What else with rogues? Another consumable is sharpening stones you can use on rogues. They're to increase your weapon damage, so that could be fun for ambush spec. I think that's when to sprint. Another thing, when to sprint. You want to sprint when you see a mage, like if a mage is frost novaed, then you would like to sprint after that. You don't want to sprint if you see a mage that hasn't used frost nova. You want to sprint with basically you want to sprint when you know you're not going to get CC'd. If you're going to sprint right into their team, they're going to CC you, they're going to slow you, they're going to wing clip you. Especially nowadays, like people have gotten better, especially in this bracket because there's like no buttons to press. So usually people will press the buttons they have. Sometimes they don't still, but um, so yeah, you want to sprint when you know you're not going to get CC'd. And if you're chasing a druid flag carrier, you want to sprint after their what is it called? Nature's grasp is gone. So like if they have nature's grasp, which like roots you when you hit them, you want to make sure they use that and then you can sprint. Or you could always sprint and then get them to use it, and then once you use it, you have to like trinket immediately, to get it get out of the roots. That's really good too. Um, Other playstyle stuff, just going for saps in general is like so. You should really always be looking to go for sap. Like you should always be looking to get out of combat, even if it's just like for 2 seconds. You get out of combat, you can get a sap on like a healer. Like healers are really bad about being near the FC, and then they'll just like they're like in the middle of casting a heal and they're not in combat. if you're not in combat, you can stealth and sap them, or you can come up and sap them. I mean, and then you can open on that flag carrier. So it gives you opportunity. Like rogue, yeah, rogue is always about opportunity, right? So like that's kind of what I'm playing. Like that's how I like to play rogue. I don't really like to. I mean, I'm not really there to like try and kill, except maybe like flag carriers or like healers or maybe mages. But mages are hard to kill on rogue unless you have somebody dispelling you. So yeah, it's all about like disrupting. I think horde have better racials usually. If you're looking to roll a rogue, a 19 twink rogue, you definitely want to. I mean, undead is usually like the best option. Female undead, because female undeads do really good with their like hitbox for terrains. Like the terrain in Warsong Gulch, a lot of people jump around on the terrain and hit the hole. Like there's different jumps you can do with the terrain, and so like undead females are always like probably the best race for hitting those jumps. You don't have to. They're not that hard to hit on undead females. Is what I'm trying to say. I think every race can kind of. I mean, it doesn't really matter what race you play. You can just have fun. But gnomes are especially hard to hit jumps on, and so are like. I mean, I think orcs are a little bit more difficult. Trolls are a little bit more difficult. Blood elves are more difficult to hit jumps on. So like for horde, undead females are like probably the best you could do for hitting jumps. Dwarves are really good on alliance for hitting jumps, and then night elves are okay. Female night elves are better than male night elves for hitting jumps, I think. But it just, just play what race you want to play. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so um, a little bit different. See, I have so I'm playing Armor of the Fang on this character instead of, since I don't have Tunic of Westfall, since that's an alliance. And then that frees me up to get rid of the belt because I have the boots and the gloves, so I can wear Black and Defias belt, and it just gives like more AP overall. And then I'm also using Agi ring, so it's a little bit different, more damage, but pretty much the same thing. My specs the same, everything else is the same. I do have fishing boots on this tune. I'll show you. Where is it at? My fishing boots. Yeah. So I got minor speed and stam just because I already have like a lot of agility on this character, and I have a lot of offensive. So I needed some stam to balance it out because I was like, my health is like super low when I'm playing this tune. So yeah, if you're just new to rogues, just go like go with agi and stam, because the more health you have, like the more mistakes you can make, and it's just like easier to play than if you have less health, because you kind of have to like be better with your positioning and knowing when to take damage, when not to, or like what situations work and what don't. I mean, yeah. Also, this is a Horde side quest ring, Seal of Sylvanas. It's like equivalent to the Seal of Ren for Alliance. So yeah, just again Google it. You can look it up. Glowing Lizard Scale Cloak is another option. You get in Wailing Caverns. You get 3 agility on it. Blah blah blah. And then the Ragefire Chasm Cloak as well. So yeah, that's kind of my guide. I hope that helped you guys if you're new. And